Out of common courtesy, I would explain things all the time anyway. Like I would say straight away, like, hey, I've got like I got a small, I got a small dick, or I'd be like, oh, I got a pussy, or
When you were born, did your parents know that you were intersex?
it's kind of hard to tell if you're intersex normally at birth, unless you have like your ambiguous genitalia is so ambiguous that you obviously notice that that the person's a hermaphrodite slash intersex. Yeah. When I was born, I had a large clitoris, but there was no actual immediate concern or anything like that. So I had a vagina and a big clitoris, but yeah.
You were raised then as a girl.
Yeah, I was raised as a girl.
When did you notice there was a difference between you and the other girls?
I thought I looked like a girl, but according to the whole of my school and everybody that's known me in the last 25 years, I look like a boy. There was nothing about me that screamed girl, other than the fact that I had a vagina hole. I had never like hung out with any of the girls. I'd never like interacted with them. I'd never related to them. I always had a very raspy voice. I had no chest. I was like, I was in football teams. I was in basketball teams. I was doing the best in all of my sports.
Did that feel weird being different from the other girls?
Yeah, it was just a constant comments. I knew when PE or something was gonna come up, something where it involved like sport activities or anything to do with gym class. I knew that the girls were gonna start. I wasn't allowed to get changed with them in their changing room or anything, because even though like I say clitoris, I say that loosely. My clitoris is basically like a very small dick. I can swear.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like a very small dick. It still has erections. It's very veiny, and yeah, I love it. So yeah, but obviously that was the conflict of interest all the time. It was the where to get changed, who to get changed with, who to get changed next to, like who. It was just constant like a battle, like a double-edged sword, 24/7. People's parents were coming up to me asking me, like they were in shock. They were just like, "There's no way you're a girl. You're a boy." I got asked to lift up my shirt a lot, and obviously I had a very masculine chest. People didn't believe me. These are grown adults that would do this as well. And because of the way I am, I didn't see it as offensive. I just saw them as dumb. Because if I've told you that I'm one thing and you're telling me that I'm not another thing, and you're like 30, 35, like that makes you look stupid. No offense.
I think you're allowed to offend them. But did that not feel embarrassing?
Sometimes I would feel like, maybe they're right. Like, am I a girl? Like, maybe this whole girl thing ain't for me. And I think there'd be like once or twice where I'd maybe be like angry that they're asking these questions, because there were some tough times, like in every single lesson, at school. Constant questions. I couldn't ever focus on my lessons. I think I failed a few of my GCSEs just because of all the question asking alone. I was having really, really, really bad abdominal pains, and I thought it might have been stones. I don't know what it could have been anything. So I went up to Lewisham Hospital and I got my ultrasound done. Well, I had to wait for my ultrasound. I had to go to my GP. Then I had to finally got my ultrasound, and then yeah, when they did the ultrasound, they saw the testicles, which were placed like either side where you'd think like the ovaries would be, I guess.
Just to break it down, so you had inverted testicles in the body.
Yeah.
Did you also have ovaries?
Yeah, and ovaries as well.
In the body as well.
Yeah.
So at this point, you have everything.
I had everything. I had the male and the female of everything.
That moment when you get the scan, how did you feel?
Like everything made sense. I felt like everything made sense. I felt like at the end of the day, I had a hunch. I kind of already knew my need to want to be a boy, but then to want to be a girl didn't make sense neither to me. I just wanted to 1 minute literally just put on, something nice, look like a girl, and then the next minute put on something really nice, look like a boy, because I could do both. Trust me, I was a beautiful girl. But obviously, like, I don't know. I just feel like I got so much respect being a man than I did being a girl. So I just thought to myself, well, I might as well be a man then. So a lot of my decision was swayed, which is sad to say, on other people's opinions, but it was also something that I knew that I wanted, because I knew that if I would have stayed as a woman, I would have always thought, oh, what would life have been like as a man? If I stayed as a man, which I am now, I often just sometimes think, oh, what would life have been like as a woman?
You have a discussion with your parents then about how did your parents feel?
You know, my mum and dad, especially my mum, okay, dad, you too as well. I know you've tried your hardest to be able to get your head into terms with how you know, we're gonna live as a family. You know, what about if I change my mind? But my mum has always been there. You know, she came with me to all my appointments, my endocrinology appointments. She came with me to all the therapy appointments. They were far, and she came with me to them. And you know, like we kind of celebrated it after each time. You know, this was kind of like her version of like her son going through puberty and knowing that this is actually natural and this is normal, this is something we couldn't have helped, and you know, she's been so supportive. So yeah, I'm just really grateful about that. You know, my brother and sister, they don't know nothing. When they do find out, it will be from this video, because obviously I've told them time and time again, but I don't think I've explained it to them in the way that it's kind of hard explaining to your brother and sister about you being born a certain way that they don't even, you know what I mean, they don't know nothing about.
When did you start living as a boy?
About 13.
These are quite formative ages. What was dating like? Did you have to like explain things before sexual interactions?
Yeah, so out of common courtesy, I would explain things all the time anyway. Like I would say straight away, like, hey, you know, I've got you know, like, you know, I got a small dick, or I'd be like, oh, you know, I got a pussy. Or I think, you know, because I'm intersex, I feel like with men, they get the aura of a female, even though you can clearly see that I'm a guy. They get the aura of a female, so they might be confused, thinking, why am I starting to like this person? Why am I starting to like my emotions are changing, even though they're straight? And the same things happened with women as well. They're like, oh, so like, why am I like? This is when I used to just identify as just whatever. It was like one of them kind of things where, and I realized that was because I don't think that they'd actually quite understood to full capacity that I'm a boy and a girl. So if a guy was to kind of fall in love with me, then I suppose he'd be straight. And if a girl fell in love with me, then I suppose she'd be straight or bi or something. I don't know. I don't really research this stuff.
Is sex different with different genders?
Definitely. Sex is definitely different with different genders. So with men, it would be more of a less passionate. It would be we're gonna have sex, bye, gone. I'll be at the door. And then with women, it was more romantic. You know, I'd be the guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting it down. It would be. I think I prefer sex with women, but the feeling with men when I had a vagina hole was nice. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was really nice. But like, women give you something that men just don't give, I don't think.
So then when you were 15, you wanted to live as a man. So what has to happen now?
So I got sustained on. So it winds out your face more. I went from a size 7 to a size 10.5. And of course, obviously, it gives you more boners. You get a boner like every single morning, like a regular guy would anyway. You get very hairy, like everywhere, until then your face then becomes like really hairy. I loved it. Love it. I was just every sec like it was the best times of my life, actually. I'm not even gonna lie. The best times of my life. I looked amazing, and I was going to the gym every day. I was really using the testosterone to build what I think should have been built. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, maybe a little while ago. Do you get what I'm saying? So it was a thing where I was just using the testosterone to the best of my advantage. You know, I had more stamina. I was horny every day, so it was just beautiful to actually feel those feelings. It was really nice.
So can you tell us what surgery entails when you're intersex?
So phalloplasty and metoidioplasty. So we're going to start at metoidioplasty. Metoidioplasty is basically when they release the clitoris. So instead of the clitoris being held down by the ligaments, they cut the ligaments and they release the clitoris, which then gives you kind of like kind of like what I've got right now, like the baby penis thing going on. And then they close up the vagina. What they do after that is they create the urethral lengthening, so they make the urethra be able to come through the very tiny hole in the small penis. So the second surgery is phalloplasty. So with phalloplasty, it's a way more invasive surgery, which takes way more of your time, your life, your energy, your mental health. But basically, they chop off the skin on the forearm. They take an artery as well from the forearm, and they take some fat and all of that. So obviously, the penis can have a bit of chunking. I've got metoidioplasty and phalloplasty. I wanted 2 dicks, first of all. Let's get that straight. Secondly, I wanted to make sure I could penetrate with both of them as well at the same time. Because what guy wouldn't want to have 2 dicks?
What a sentence. You're not wrong.
Yeah. I feel you say that.
Were you happy that you'd done it?
I'm happy that I did it now. And I'm also looking forward to getting the rest done. Once I get my erectile device in, I'm going to get the one where you can squeeze the balls and the dick goes up like a natural erection. I can't wait.
Squeezing the balls makes me feel a bit sick, to be honest. The thought about it.
Yeah, but that's the only way that getting hard.
If there's one thing that people can take away from this video about being intersex, what do you want it to be?
I feel like an alien 24/7. Like, even right now, sitting here, I feel like an alien because I'm talking about something which I didn't ask for. Do you get what I'm saying? I would have loved to have either been a natural-born, beautiful woman with, you know, a husband and a few kids that drive me crazy and a big house and all that kind of stuff. Or I would have preferred to have just been a regular male with, you know, a normal working penis, a wife, and a few kids that also drive me crazy. But that is what I would have wanted. I wouldn't have wanted so much confusion, because the confusion is immense.
What more can we do to make it easier for someone growing up intersex?
I think, to be extremely honest, it's just not mentioning it a lot of the time, but that's never gonna happen. People are never gonna not mention. But when someone finds out you're intersexed, they ain't ever shutting up about it. Or they're gonna tell their friend. Of course they're gonna tell their friend, because it's something that's different. And when something's different, obviously, you know, that people want everyone to know. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, oh hi, here's my intersexed friend Roshaante. And then next thing you know, the whole house party or rave or like big event that I'm at, everyone knows. Yeah, just don't make a big deal, because intersex, basically, like, people always think of genitalia straight away. That, well, first of all, they're confused, and then when you explain to them what it all means, then they go straight to this whole genitalia thing. Yeah, I'm not gonna ask to see your penis or your vagina unless I want to have sex with you. So why are you asking to see my dick? Because of like trans men and trans women and stuff like that, intersex kind of gets like, it's only just been included, and that's why I do videos like this, because I want to make intersex be like, you know, something that people think about when they think about trans. They think about any of the LGBTQIA. I want them to think about the I and the intersex.
I was sat in my parents' living room, and it was like, I don't know, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, that I actually flicked the website back on. And in the first half an hour of the website being live, we sold £30,000 in product. So to go from 300 quid a day to £30,000 in half an hour, everything had sold out. It was absolutely mind blowing.